Alright, in today's video I want to do a quick 5-year review on this toolbox, which I've had this box for about 5 years now. I bought it from Sears originally, which the Sears store by me unfortunately has gone out of business. I used to love Sears, you know, go in there, buy a couple tools, buy a pair of jeans. It's like an all-in-one store. Disappointed they went out of business, but I want to say I paid around $800 or $900 for the box at the time, and of course I bought the bottom chest and the top chest. So again, in today's video I'm just going to do a quick overview on how this box is holding up, what I think about it, some of the things I like, some of the things I don't like. So let's get started. Alright, first things first, I remember when I was going to buy this box, I went to Home Depot at that point too, because Home Depot was just starting to come out with some of their Husky boxes, and I was looking at the Husky boxes on Home Depot's floor, and in my opinion at that time, just the craftsmanship and the quality, it just wasn't there. And then I went into Sears and I, compared it to this box, and the Craftsman isn't perfect, but at that time it was a lot better than the Husky. The Husky didn't have soft closed drawers, and just the panels didn't really line up too well, and when you pull the doors out on the Husky, the side-to-side door shake was pretty extreme compared to the Craftsman. So I'm pretty happy with this purchase. It's not perfect. What are the shortcomings of this toolbox? Well, first off, I will say there are a lot of good features, but some of the things I dislike about the box is, this is kind of how it came. I'll do a close-up right now, but the alignment on the top closing portion of the top box, it's not perfect. It's about a 1/4 inch recessed in here. It's flush here. It sits a 1/16 of an inch high here, and it sits about flush over here. So the alignment isn't perfect, but in terms of functionality, I've had no issues whatsoever. The hinge has been fine. These shocks, or whatever you call them, they've held up fine. Let's talk about these drawers a little bit. So one thing that really attracted me to this toolbox in the beginning was that it had ball bearing drawers, and it also had the soft close feature, which is a really nice feature for that price point, $800, $900 for a box like this. I can say I've honestly had no issues or complaints with the drawers whatsoever. I mean, they've all operated flawlessly. What kind of side-to-side shake do you get? You get a little bit, but I mean, I think you really get that with all boxes unless you have a, like a snap-on box. I would like to check out the Harbor Freight boxes. They're making some pretty nice looking boxes, but I don't think they have the soft close features. So that's one thing that I've always admired about my Craftsman box. Now, something I dislike about the drawers is they're not very deep. Let me pull out my tape measure real quick. If I did it all over again, I'd definitely get a toolbox with deeper drawers. Like these upper drawers, you only get about 14.5 inches of drawer space, so it's not very deep. And in the lower portion of the box, it looks like you get a little bit more space here. You get about 16.25 inches, so it's not the best, but it does its job. I'll say that, it does its job. Here's something I hate about this box in terms of drawers. This box does not have a wide, deep drawer at about waist height, which is commonly used for your sockets. There's no place to put sockets, especially deep sockets, anywhere until you get to the bottom 2 drawers. The bottom 2 drawers are the only drawers where my deep sockets will fit. So the only alternative is to put all your sockets, or especially your deep sockets, up top. But of course, it makes sense to have them all together, which is good and bad. It's nice that I'm not really bending over, but I really would have liked to have this space for a laptop or something like that. Keep my phone up here. So the sockets, just kind of dominate the top section of the toolbox, which, it works. It's not what I'd like, but it works. If I could do it all over again, I'd really like to have a toolbox that has a wide drawer right here for the sockets, but, it works. Again, just going down along these drawers, I mean, I've never oiled the bearings. I've never done any maintenance to these drawers, and, they all work flawlessly. So really, not many complaints about the drawers. Here's another point I'd like to make. If you're planning on becoming a professional mechanic, I wouldn't recommend this particular line of Craftsman toolboxes, for the reason that moving them, they're not really designed to be moved with all the weight in there. I recently moved to this house about 6 months ago, and prior to moving I had all my tools in here, and this box shakes a little bit. I'll take the camera on the floor and you can see the little bit of rock in the caster supports. And just having that little bit of shake in there, I thought, there's no way that this toolbox is really going to be able to take the load of these tools and be able to move to this new house completely loaded. I felt like that was asking for trouble. I thought that the casters or something structurally of the lower portion of the box would definitely fail if you tried to move this box fully loaded. So I unloaded all my tools, put it all in milk crates. The bottom box was almost completely empty. I took the top box after it was completely empty. I moved this separately. So if you plan to be doing a lot of moving, stay away from this. But if you plan to throw it in your garage and just have it here kind of forever, you know, maybe move once every 10 years, and I'd say it's a pretty good box for that purpose. Talk about the locking feature of this box. Thankfully, I've never had a need to lock my toolbox. Occasionally, I'll have some family members that'll come through here and take a channel lock wrench or a couple screwdrivers, which I always think about locking it, but I never do. But you do have the option to lock the box. These two bottom drawer rows are keyed the same. So just half turn, same key. Now you have all these drawers locked. And then for locking the top drawers, this is a little bit different. There's a lever back here, which you need to throw this lever, which I've had some minor alignment issues with that lever, but you know, it does the job. So you throw that lever back there and locks these doors. And then if you want to lock the box the rest of the way, then you close this lid down. Again, you know, there's a little bit of an alignment issue here, but it can be done. This is a quarter turn up top. Let's try it again. Yeah, you gotta work this latch a little bit, pull it out, and now it's locked. So, some minor alignment issues, but if you're going away on vacation, you live in a bad neighborhood, you want to lock your toolbox from your friends, your family, your girlfriend, you have the capability of locking your toolbox if you want to. Another feature that I really liked about this box since day one, it has a recessed power strip up here, you know, surge protector power strip, and it also has two built-in USB ports. So I have an iPhone charging cable up here, which that's really nice. My phone gets low, I just plug it in up there. And I used to have my Makita charger up here too. That was a really nice spot for that. Since then, I moved it over there by the stereo system. But it's just nice that they have that built in there. What are my final thoughts on this toolbox? Do I regret the purchase? I'd say no. You know, when I bought this box 5 years ago, it was the best quality toolbox that I could afford at the time. And honestly, it's done its job just fine. Of course, there are better, higher quality boxes out there, but for somebody like me, I like to think of myself a step above the weekend warrior, a bit of a professional craftsman, and maybe I'm pushing it a little bit there, but again, it's done its job just fine, and I really do expect this box to last another 10 to 15 years, if not longer, you know. I don't know. Time will tell. Of course, that's not to say I wouldn't want to upgrade to a nicer toolbox. Of course, you know, if I had an extra 2,500 bucks laying around, I'd love to, but it's just not practical. And besides, houses and women are very expensive. And with that, thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more, and I will catch you on the next one.